Champagne.
Treva.
And Lynn.
And we're here to do our thing, as we do every week.
Yeah.
We are doing the book to movie adaptation of The Call of the Wild. We will not be discussing every single version of this one, but we will discuss a few.
Oh my gosh, how many adaptations are there of this movie?
Many.
8. 8
in total.
I'm sorry, did you watch all 8?
I did not.
We're probably going to hit about 5 of them in total, 5 or 6, maybe less.
Are they all called The Call of the Wild, or some of them called just Call of Wild?
So the most recent movie that we'll be discussing, the 2020 version, was directed by Chris Sanders, and the screenplay was written by Michael Green. But before we get started on these book to movie adaptations, Lynn, what are we drinking today?
We are drinking One Hope Rosé wine from 2017. We have mentioned this wine before, and the proceeds go to different charities and research, development, things like that. And this bottle goes to, it goes to educating 50 women on the risks and symptoms of ovarian cancer.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. Great. Great pick, Lynn.
I honestly love the One Hope brand because everything tastes delicious. So I didn't even read what it was for.
One would hope.
But ching.
But no, I actually love the mission also. The fact that they are
the mission is great, but actually, every one that I've had, every different kind of wine, tastes delicious. So
this one's very
I will
tasty.
continue to buy them, no matter what the cause is, and just give to charity. I mean, I'm cool with that. Mm-hmm. So yeah, try their rosé wine. It's very delicious. I don't know how much we're going to have left by the end of this podcast, but yeah.
We're looking a little low now.
Looking a little no. You still got a little bit in that glass back there if you want to go ahead and just pour them together.
Go ahead, double fist.
Mind your business.
Double fist. Go ahead.
All right, so
you want to work our way backwards?
Yeah. Starting with 1935. So I guess we have a 1935, we have 1972, 1976, and 1977. Oh, and
1993 and 1997.
1993 and 1997. So, and that's not even all of them, but these are just the ones that we're going to touch on because we've watched those. And of course, 2020.
Of course. The 1935 version where John Thornton was played by Clark Gable was very difficult for me to go through.
It was very difficult.
It was. I fell asleep and had to rewind it back to where I was watching again and again. Because it's just, the acting is just so different. From 1935.
Father?
Yeah.
Father?
I couldn't do it.
Father, thank you for the dog. Oh, would it be so petty of me to ask for your dog, my father? I was like, oh my Lord, help me.
Yeah, it was a lot. So, I kept falling asleep. So every time I woke up, I'm like, wait, no. I had to rewind it and then, basically start over 3 times. But Clark Gable, for that time, was a very good actor.
I saw her walking back over. I was like, wait, why is this?
I thought the belt just was coming off, and then I'm talking about Clark Gable, and then it's full on frontal nudity. I was like, oh, okay.
Yo, hot flashes is serious anytime you get buck ass naked.
It's real.
I went over there to try to be
real.
quiet about it, and I was just like, I'm going to faint in this room.
The struggle is real.
Oh, dude, I was just like, wait, what happened here?
The struggle's real.
All right, I got it together. I'm so sorry, guys. That was real right there. Okay, I'm sorry.
I'm dead.
Action.
I'm ready to move forward, people. Because I feel like you guys aren't serious about this.
The one day she's a little bit focused. The one time she's a little bit focused.
Obviously, somebody has to be the adult in the room today. And
the 1935 version was difficult to get through. What do you guys think about the 1972 and the 1976 version?
one point, though, I want to mention is 35 was spot on.
Yes. It followed the book exact.
Perfect for the book. It's exactly
great
what it was supposed to be.
adaptation.
Yeah. Are you asking us because you didn't read them, or?
Well, I had some challenges, so the only older adaptation that I was able to watch was 1976, which I thought was a great adaptation. I enjoyed watching the 1976 version.
So 72 was spot on as well. That was Charleston Heston.
No.
It was spot on. What didn't you like?
They went from them grabbing Buck straight to John Thornton when it was two different people that was had the sled.
So he went through a couple of owners before he got to John.
This one they jumped straight to John with him and another person driving the sled.
Correct. Yeah. Him and that other guy.
And their mouth was a little off on the movie, and I'm just like,
the what?
Their mouth wasn't matching.
Oh, really?
I was just feeling like
a Chinese
what? Like a Bruce Lee movie?
Yes, exactly.
I think that was YouTube.
It might have been, but either way.
I feel that the I guess the darkness, I feel like it was kind of grim compared to other adaptations of this book to movie.
When the 72?
Yeah, the 72 was like, I mean, it was a little dark as in like, the whole time it just seemed like Buck was never happy.
So you don't mean dark as in appearance, you mean dark as in like mood?
Sad.
It was sad.
Yeah.
Oh, sad. And if you noticed, so if you started from the earlier version of 1935 and you moved your way up, I think that was, if it wasn't that one, then maybe it was 76 maybe or 97 when they made the switch to where you actually could hear Buck talking.
Yes.
Because the earlier versions, there was no talking of the dog.
Oh,
it was someone basically narrating.
Right.
And then it was this transition to, it's actually the dog's thoughts. Mm-hmm. That's kind of interesting.
Yeah.
Okay. But that's cool. It helped move the storyline along.
Yeah, it did.
But was Buck talking in the 2020 version?
No.
I don't think he was talking in that version. I feel like it was a little bit of narration.
Mm-hmm. It was narration.
But Harrison Ford was talking to the dog.
Yes.
Right? And the CGE was making it seem like the dog understood what he was saying. Okay, sorry. Okay, so I enjoyed the 76 version, and it really was the only one of the older adaptations that I watched. What did you guys think about the 93 and the 97 version?
Well, I didn't watch it.
She didn't watch Ricky Schroeder. I think I may have been the only
I watched it.
fool that watched Ricky Schroeder.
Ricky Schroeder.
Mm-hmm. Not worth
think
watching.
about that one?
Not worth watching.
Okay. So 97.
Rutger Hauer.
Yes.
Ricky Schroeder is what? Who is he? Was he the head of the class guy?
He was in...
Silver Spoon.
Silver Spoons.
And he's grown up playing John Thornton?
He wasn't grown up. He wasn't like an old man at all.
So as a kid or teenager?
Yeah, he was a young adult.
Oh, okay. So that doesn't even sound like that followed the book.
No. It sounds like I wasn't even supposed to read it, so. I mean, I wasn't supposed to watch it, so.
Oh, well, you know, gold star for you, Rand.
Thank you. Thank
gold
you.
Star, you know, for really going that extra mile.
The 97 I thought was pretty good. I think that followed the book a little more, especially toward the ending when in the book it said that Buck went out to the wild, but he came back and to see John Thornton already dead. So that followed along with the book for me. So I like that part.
And then they just, when they came to this newer version, they completely flipped that.
Completely.
There was no more. Were there even Indians in this version?
No, not in 2020. No.
Yeah, I didn't think so.
97, yes.
Yeah, 97 definitely had the Indians.
Well, I mean, in the 1976 version where the dog is like eating them up at the end. Yeah, that was a bit much. So I don't think they wanted to do that in this century.
I would hope not. Yeah.
Because I was like, what's going on?
It's interesting to watch. You can tell through the changes of times how they're very careful about how they show like animal abuse.
Yes.
Because in that 35 version, he was hitting the crap out of the dog in the box.
Oh yeah.
Like it was no faking it. They was hitting that box, and that box was breaking up, and the dog was screaming and hollering. Now, whether or not the dog actually got hurt, I don't know, but it's very clear that the dog was scared. It wasn't a dog actor.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. And in the 76 version, in the beginning of it said no animals were harmed in this movie, but you probably didn't see that in the older version.
Oh, no. The older version was pretty harsh.
Wow.
That's probably when they changed like the laws to make sure that you stated, that there was actually no dog abuse or animal abuse.
It's pretty cool.
So of those older versions that we discussed, what would you say was your favorites?
97.
97?
I think it stayed more true.
I think 97 was good, but I actually liked 35 as far as staying with the book.
I would agree with
it was more exact. It was black and white,
yes.
but it was exactly like the book was written. Everything was exactly how I pictured it, and it was a real dog.
Yes.
So you guys didn't care for the 76 version?
No, I did, but I'm just thinking of the...
Was okay.
I'm just thinking of the versions.
The adaptation.
The adaptation, that one was probably the best. Now, the way they changed the dog's appearances throughout the times was also a little weird.
I think they stayed for the most part. Well, I didn't see 35 to see what that dog looked like, but all of them look like Saint Bernard mix.
No, the German Shepherd.
Shepherd.
And 72.
72 was a German Shepherd. 35 was a German Shepherd.
That one didn't change. Yeah, that one.
And the newest one was like a mixture.
The newest one wasn't a real animal.
Well, I
not.
clearly know that.
Well, he was started as a real animal.
Yeah,
I think.
It was CGI from the whole time.
But I didn't even like that version of the dog.
You know, it got... So, now that we're at the 2020 version, the dog, like, there were some scenes where he looked like a normal dog, and then some scenes where he just looked so huge and so much larger than life that it just didn't even seem like it could possibly be a real dog.
But if they used a Saint Bernard looking dog, that's how they looked. So that one would have been...
over the top.
But the dog they used, it wasn't realistic.
Yeah.
At all. Not even a little bit.
They needed to get a Saint Bernard.
Bring it down a little bit with CGI. It's killing me. That was killing me.
Yeah.
It was horribly done.
But I liked... So, in the 2020 version, I actually liked how they used the black wolf to show him his courage.
I did.
Yeah.
So, I love the symbolism of that.
What were you saying it was?
It was like a black wolf or something. I don't know.
But what did you depict it as? What?
Like his courage.
I thought it as like...
He was the call of the wild that was bringing him to be more wild.
I looked at it as his inner
Yeah, but that's what I thought it was, like his courage, his inner strength, because every time that wolf came up is when he was doing something like that.
It gave him this innate sense of how
which way to
problem
go.
solve.
Yeah.
Because it also directed him, so your courage didn't necessarily. That's why I was thinking this is the wild beast telling you your instinct should tell you to go right, to go left. Your instinct should tell you that, things are about to crash down on you, so you need to go here. Like, that's
I guess I was thinking more when he was
too.
fighting the other leader of the sled. He appeared, and that's when he kind of got up off the ground and started fighting him. So I thought it was like his courage. But yeah, I could see the whole
his
inner beast.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. It was his inner instincts telling him, coming out, saying, "Hey, you're an animal. Kill him.
Kill him.
Go for the juggler."
And they changed the entire ending. They left out the two gentlemen, Pete and Hans, that was supposed to be John Thornton's, friends that was traveling with him at some point in the book. It just changed too much, and the CGI just put it over the edge.
I didn't mind the subtle changes because I felt like it brought it into the 21st century. I absolutely loved the whole, what was his name? Omar Sy or whatever. He was the male guy.
Yes.
I mean, that just brought so much character to what I considered to be kind of a dry movie.
Him and his girlfriend or wife or whatever. I did like that aspect of it. It definitely brought some diversity to the movie because sometimes it's hard to do with the older books. But, like the one thing that I loved in the book, and I don't know why I loved it, but it was the whole part where Buck needed to like pull this sled and John's in his ear saying, "You can do it for me, guy." When he made that bet, I was mad that they took that out the 2020 version. But it was in this 1976 version, but I think it was in all the other versions, but this one maybe. Mm-hmm. But I liked that scene because it was sort of like, to me, it showed that connection, in the book anyway, the connection that they made, like, I want to do this for my master. And it just showed the connection between the dog and
I agree.
John.
It was a cute scene. Yeah.
But they didn't have it in the 2020 version. But I'm glad that they left out the Native American piece. I think that...
Yeah, making it look like all they do is kill her and they don't care anything about people.
Savages, like they're savages when they're not. So yeah, I'm glad they took that out.
And they took a lot of the beating out of the dogs that was actually in the book as well. So, and I know they had to do that.
Yeah, it was quickly broken.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And also the starvation.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
From like when they were mail carrying back and forth, they took a lot of that, like that abuse from being starved, being overworked. I thought they kind of took a little bit of that out. So it was more like they were being overworked, but like not half as gruesome as the book, nor the previous movies.
Yeah. And that's because they changed the character of, what is it, Perrault?
Yeah.
They changed his character because he was more caring.
Yeah, he loved the dogs. Yeah, they definitely made him more compassionate for the dogs.
In 76 and 97, I swear they beat Buck to no end. I mean, like, they kept having to...
They beat him all the time in the older movies.
Yeah, they beat him all the time.
And then the scene where they felt the wife, Kara, friend's house fell into the water.
Francois
fell into the water. And then he basically saved her.
Yeah.
I loved
that scene. I mean, I actually loved it.
I mean, my heart was like thumping.
Completely different, but
because I was like, you have got to save Buck. Like, what is wrong with you? You've got to save Buck. And then when that oar came over,
I swear,
like he was like, oh, okay, I can use that.
He thought about
Paused and look over. I was like, oh, it's Buck.
What are we doing now?
Right.
What are we doing?
Who do I have to save?
That was cute. That really was cute.
Really cute.
I like the character, the guy that wanted the gold, that was just so ignorant and over the top. I actually like that. Yeah, it brought some like villainness into the movie. And I don't know what you guys think about Harrison Ford. I feel like you can't go wrong with him.
You really can't.
First of all, I was like, I really don't want to see Harrison Ford shirtless in the water. Oh, God. And then after, I was like, go ahead, boy. Look at all that work you've been putting forth.
Right?
So I was a little impressed by that. But I like Harrison Ford's acting. He was still that kind of grumpy, lost guy. Even though he was like recovering from injuries in the past movies. And this one was more of like an internal struggle with his family and his son. Mm-hmm. So he still was broken, quote unquote, but not broken in the same way. So it kind of gave a different aspect of that character. But I really liked Harrison Ford's version of John. I think I was going to brain fart. But yeah, of John.
Yeah, I did too.
Yeah,
and I honestly, I love the ending. I like this ending so much better. It was so much more humane.
Yeah, because it ended with, when you're going to go through the woods and you'll see this combination of these dogs that are smarter, and it wasn't like they kept coming back to the spot to look for people to kill. And
Yeah, and he just kind of died there.
Yeah.
In his arm.
Yes.
But it wasn't of natural causes. He did get shot.
After he was shot.
Yeah, but he died with him comfortably. Just, I'm going to lay right here and take a rest.
Yeah, because I didn't know what he was doing at first when he was going under him. I was like, where are you taking him to, Buck? He started laying down there. No, he just
the 72 version where the guy was under the glass, or not the glass, the ice, and he was kind of just like looking at him, like, oh, I want to save you, but I can't. Let me sit down. Oh, wolves, and left. I was like, wait a minute. Squirrel. Exactly. We're all like sad because this guy's dying under the ice, and then it's like, squirrel, gone. And I'm like, wait, credits? What? But this version of him kind of dying and comforting him as he was dying, I like that ending a lot better.
Yeah.
Because I was a little distraught about, like, did you just lose, like, all empathy in, like, a second? He just ran away?
But it made him seem more like, call it wild. Like,
yeah.
This is really what I was made for, to be out in these woods.
So I didn't watch it, but how did Charlton Heston do? That's the 1972 version. I would imagine that he
was
did a good job.
Yeah, he was good.
Unfortunately,
that was the one with the glass, or the glass.
Ice under the ice.
Yes.
Yeah, unfortunately for me, when I see Charlton Heston, I just think of So Let It Be Written, So Let It Be Done, the Ten Commandments. Because I'm obsessed with the Ten Commandments movie.
Oh, really?
So yeah, so that's all I see when I see him.
You're a weirdo.
Am I? I'm eclectic. Thank you.
Who's obsessed with the Ten Commandments?
Eclectic, because
It's very different music. I have no idea.
Yeah, I mean, as do I, but I don't randomly on my Tuesday afternoon watch Ten Commandments. So.
Okay.
But okay, sure.
Great. No, you're just special.
I see.
She's just special. All right, so y'all ready to rate?
Wait, did we talk about the cast? All of the cast?
No.
We
talked about them.
We talked about Harrison Ford. Omar did an outstanding job.
Outstanding.
What about Kara?
Yeah. I liked her. I like her sassy, kind of like, good luck with them dogs because you're not going to get your way. I like her like
the
sass.
private conversation she had with Buck when
that was nice too.
Her life. It was like he really believes in you, and now I do too. I'm like, oh.
There you go. Really, you and them dogs.
I love my dog.
You and the conversation with the dogs, man.
CGI Buck. Too.
Did you like the CGI?
No, CGI was horrible.
It was horrible.
The CGI was good only with like the special effects of like the landscaping. So the avalanche, that CGI aspect, and them going through like the tube or tunnel or cave, whatever it was. Like
cave.
Yes, that part I liked. That was awesome. But like you really couldn't have like rescued a dog and trained them to make this movie that would give a dog a home, but also would give us a real dog in this movie.
I wouldn't have minded not having a real dog. It's just it was too over the top, and I don't know if whoever did it, you know, they needed Pixar or something. It just wasn't a good rendition of the dog.
Right, because
it was like a cheap version.
That did CGI that you couldn't even tell. This is so super obvious. It was weird.
Yeah,
I kept focusing on that. I didn't like that.
Are we ready to rate this movie?
All the above.
Yes.
We're rating our voting.
Rate, vote.
This is Raya. I am going to give the 2020 version of The Call of the Wild a full glass for me because I absolutely loved it. I know it was changes made to it, but I feel like they needed to be made.
This is Lynn, and I give it a full glass. I love the changes that were made because it went from, like I said earlier, a dark kind of sad book to making it into a happier, Buck was actually loved book. So I give it a full glass.
This is Treva, and I'm giving it a long day because they made a significant amount of changes, but I actually hated the book with a passion. The movie did bring the book to life, but I'm not happy with the complete adaptation.
So this is Champagne, and I also give it a long day. I despise this book.
I'm with you there.
The movie, I love the movie with the exception of the CGI. The CGI is what brought it down for me.
On the animal.
On the animal. So, long day for me.
All right, so not quite a full bottle.
No,
but
you will enjoy the movie if you go see it. So I encourage you to go see the movie.
And we actually finished our bottle.
We sure did.
We finished our bottle of One Hope Rosé wine.
I got a sip left in mine. Michael,
for how much longer?
Right.
Yeah,
it's gone.
And that wraps up that bottle.
All right, so check us out. You can find us on Read Watch Wine on Instagram,
Facebook, and Twitter. You can send us an email, readwatchwine@gmail.com.
Tell us what you like, what you don't like.
Recommendations. Just want to say hi.
Interact on Instagram.
Or mention some wineries that we can come visit you guys at. I mean, we like wine. And people.
And if you don't have the platforms that we're on, you can also check us out on YouTube.
Woo. All right, well.
All right, bye.
Bye.
You dropped a little glitter glue, glitter gloopy.
We know that's from
Glitter report.